Hi, Simone, Melody. It's so good to see you, ladies.
It's good to see you.
Oh, you
Can
all.
you hear us?
Oh my. So you want to know what's so amazing about this? I'm looking at this tapestry of us on this screen with all of our colors and all of our coils, and it's just beautiful.
We love you. Thank you.
Beautiful. Happy National Crown Day, ladies.
Yes.
Happy Black Hair Independence Day.
I love it. We're here for it. So we don't have much time, and obviously we could probably talk forever about what you all created in CurlFest. And there are a total of 5 of you, right, as co-founders?
Yes.
Yeah. So for those of us who are not familiar with CurlFest, I'm super familiar, but for those of us who are not, why don't you share a little bit about CurlFest? Who wants to go? I'm like, who do I call on? Go ahead, Melody.
All right. Well, thank you. Hi, everyone. First of all, the fact that there's now a day to celebrate us is amazing. For those of you who aren't familiar, so we are CurlyGirl Collective. We are the founders and creators of CurlFest, which is the world's largest natural beauty festival. And, we're coming on to our 7th year. And really just a quick backstory, it was a space that we needed to create, right? We were called to create it. And it was to give ourselves an opportunity to be seen, a typical, stereotypical, spot where we really, there was no shine on us. And a lot of times in life, you have to be the change you want to see. So we created CurlFest.
Well, we thank you. How many years has it been now?
Well, we started CurlyGirl Collective it's been 10 years now, but okay. CurlFest, we're going on our 7th year. And we started out with smaller events. And then as the fan base grew globally, we realized we needed to figure out where can we do something where more people can come and galvanize around it. And our collective is amazing.
Yeah. And how many people come to CurlFest annually now? I mean, obviously not during the pandemic at this moment, but historically, how many have you brought together?
It's a beautiful story of how it's grown. So our first year we had about 1,500 attendees. We had about 2 brand partners. And in 2019, we celebrated with close to 35,000 attendees, 40 plus brand partners that are working with us to really share authentic stories, listen to our collective, let it inform their ingredients, let it inform their ad campaigns. So yeah, we're really excited about how it has grown exponentially. Yeah, just in those 5 years, we've been scaling every single year.
That's amazing. 35,000 people. I didn't realize that it was that.
And that's just that one festival. Pardon me. Island in 2019. We also expanded to a new market in 2019, which is Atlanta. Close to 10,000 attendees came and celebrated with us that first year. It was really beautiful to see. We did a couple other beautiful extra events during CurlFest New York weekend. So even more than that. And our collective is global. We had representation from like Ethiopia and Switzerland and all types of countries. More than 40% of the people that come are outside of just that tri-state or that market area. So people are like flying in and bussing in with their squads. It's a beautiful thing.
What it says to me is that soon National Crown Day will become International Crown Day. So to all of the executives, AC and Dove and Joy and the entire team that's hearing, and I think we probably have expansion coming, global expansion coming. How did when we talk about sisterhood, because you were very intentional, the 5 of you coming together, had your own personal hair stories and hair journeys, but you came together. How did you all come together, and was the idea born?
I could talk a little bit about it. I think that we started out as a Google group 10 years ago or more, just talking about everything from natural hair. At that time, there wasn't a plethora of platforms or influencers or opportunities to really talk about this journey that we were going through. So we would jump on this natural hair group and talk about all of our experiences all day, every day, with friends and friends of friends that grew from just the tri-state area to across the pond in London. We had representation all over. And then one day we decided to have a group meeting in Tracy, our co-founder's apartment in Brooklyn, that turned into quickly, let's have our first event and bring it to the public in 2011. And then 2014, CurlFest was born. But how we got together to create CurlyGirl Collective and CurlFest was kind of serendipitous in a way. I don't think any of us really planned to say that in the beginning that this was going to be a big business or a movement or anything like that. But what we did have in common was this desire to really galvanize and bring to our community and to the public what they were asking for, and what they included us, because we are also the customer. We are the natural hair women that was looking for representation, right? We were the natural hair women that were looking for answers and looking for ways to communicate with each other and galvanize. So it kind of was serendipitous in a way how we came together and worked so flawlessly to create CurlyGirl Collective and CurlFest.
Well, I'm not surprised, because what happens when women, especially Black women, come together, and if it's especially around hair or family or those subject matters, faith, those subject matters that are near and dear to us, magic happens. And I celebrate all of you for being visionaries, and also just not being visionaries for yourself, but as you said, creating something that is communal, that allows us all to come together and celebrate, and in all of our fullness and all of our crown and glory and all the things. Before we go, because we only have a couple minutes, we know the power of sisterhood, which I love and respect. Have you all seen a shift, right, over the course of the time that you started CurlFest? In the CurlyGirl Collective to now that we're here celebrating National Crown Day, have you seen a shift in terms of society's acceptance and celebration of us?
Any one of us could speak to that, but I'll say quickly, absolutely. Not only on shelves and on screens and in print, but one of my roles in our organization is to have these conversations with brands that span across beauty, lifestyle, entertainment, and even the conversations about what informs what they do is coming from the answers that they hear and see from our community, our collective. So not only that, but back in 2010, 11, 12, when we were starting up with like Urban Bush Babes and like some of the kind of, Tai, you not new, but yeah, we were galvanizing together since back then. So absolutely. And when you think about even further back in the 1700s with the Tygon laws that said we had to wrap up our hair because we were too adorned, and to now to see the Crown Act about to be a federal piece of legislation, we are definitely seeing the trail that we have blazed along with our ancestors like really light up, for sure.
I think one thing to add though which humbles us, is that every step there's still so much more work to do. And I think that's the underscore. It's like we know that we've been called to do something on a higher level. Yes, it's hair, but it's obviously much bigger than that. It's acceptance, it's equality, all of it. And it's, as long as we've been doing it, it still feels like each day is almost the new day. And there's still so much more that we can push, still much more barriers we can break, and just be disruptors in the space, because we deserve to be here. So I'm excited to see this change and to know that we're part of the tapestry as to why it's coming here. But it's a collective movement. It's a collective movement.
And one more thing I'll add, I know we don't have a lot of time, but just to piggyback, because that's such a powerful question. And I just want to emphasize that CurlyGirl Collective and CurlFest is just so much bigger than hair and so much bigger than our events. Right? We have been pushing for the last 10 years for the representation of Black lives, beauty, Black power, Black women, right? And it's all collectively, connected in a way. All of the things that we are seeing and we've been fighting for years, people are starting to pay attention. Sometimes we're like, it's about time, but we still have a lot of time. We still have a lot of leeway to go, but we definitely see a change in people paying attention to Black people in all ways, in general, over the last 20 years.
I'm so grateful for you ladies, Melody, Simone, Gia. Thank you so much for your leadership. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep fighting and keep pushing. But as we celebrate our crowns today, I just want to thank you for joining us. Love and blessings to you, ladies.